All right, I think it is correct now. Hello, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know if you guys seen me. I popped on live real quick, and then I had to pop off because I was weird. The camera view was different. So let me just go over here into my video or into my homepage and share with you guys. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Let's see. There I am. Let me share. Hi, Tina. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Let's see. All right. So, happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I have a really pretty card tonight. So we'll get to that in a second. Hi, Deb. Welcome. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Donna. You guys are awesome. I have a really pretty card tonight. Like I said, I'm going to share with you guys. It's one of the bundles that's on sale. It's actually my favorite bundle. And I think if you know me, you know which one I'll be doing tonight. So, thank you, Donna. So I have that. Today was kind of a hectic day. My dog couldn't walk this morning, so I had to take her to the vet to find out what was going on, and I think she's fine now. The vet thinks she just pulled a muscle, sprained a, you got it, Tina, sprained a, she didn't sprain, she said she probably pulled a ligament or a muscle, and I've got pain pills for her, so she should be good to go. So I was, you know, when you have pets, you know how it is. They pull at your heart, and when something's not right with them, it doesn't make you happy. So anyways, so I've been running around today, and I was trying to come up with something, and I wanted to use one of the bundles that are on sale. And if you guys are unaware, I had them here someplace. Stampin' Up! Is doing a big sale, here they are, on bundles. There's a select few, I think there's 12 bundles. Yeah, 12 bundles, 13 bundles that are on sale through the end of March. They're 20% off, so that's amazing. And the mini stamp cut and emboss machine is, I have a light on over there, and I think, yeah, that light was annoying me. The mini stamp cut and emboss machine is also 20% off. So super good deals right now going on. So if you guys, hi Amy, welcome. Hi Diane, welcome. If you guys haven't checked out the bundles that are on sale right now, go check them out and put them all in your cart, and make sure you use my host code, and you'll get a big old gift from me in the mail. So we're going to use one of them. Before we get started on our project, I want to do two things. I want to do the giveaway that I promised you guys. Somebody will get a sample of the Waves of the Ocean DSP. So I think you guys, I think I've got everybody here except for Dawn. Dawn's not here. Maybe she's here. Is Dawn on here yet? But I'm going to throw you guys all in a little container and pick a winner. And then I wanted to show you with the magnet board. I finally put my magnet board together, and I got a little tip for you guys if you guys want to get it. So let me turn you guys down so we can get started. Let's see here. See if I can remember how to do this. Why do I always forget here? It's this one. Nope. There we go. All right, let me flip you guys upside down. Nope. There we go. All right, and then I'll rotate you down. I think you guys can see. Let's see. So let me get this out of the way. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let me move you over just a bit. So there's my host code. You guys know to use that with every order, and you'll get a present from me in the mail, plus a homemade thank you card. So some months I might tell you what I'm giving away, and other months I will just give you something for free at my discretion, and hopefully you'll like it. So let's do the giveaway first. So I've got all of your guys' names. If more people watch my video, I will have to not do it this way, but there's so few people watching that I can just write your names up, and I'm just gonna fold all these guys up, and we will see who our winner will be. So you'll get a 6x6 sample of that paper, and I'll just mail it to you. I think I have everybody's address here, so you don't even need to send me your address. Oh, hi, Dawn. Dawn's here. Yay! All right, so let me throw you guys right into this little bucket here, and I'm just going to shake it up. I cannot see the cards. I don't know. And now I'm just going to pull one out. Pull this one out, and Tina, yay, you won the paper. So I'll get that together with your other present that you got from me for placing an order, and you'll get a sample of the paper. All right, so let me set that aside so I remember. Yay, so there we go. That's that. Let me pull in the magnetic board. I want to show you guys what I did. So I seen another demo give us a great little tip for this magnetic board. I just love this board. It's going to go right in front of me on my craft room wall, and this is going to be for all my little just stuff here. So with the magnetic board, you get all these fun cards, but once you write on them, they're gone. You know, once you write your little notes and stuff. So another demo had showed us, and I don't know what happened to my window sheets. I had just enough to do one. So here's a window sheet, and what I did was I just measured this and cut it that size. So you place it right over the top, because you only get, I think there's 6 of these that you get, and once you use them up and write in them, you know, they're gone. I mean, you can use the back too, but if you cut a bunch of these window sheets out, put them over the top, then you can reuse all of this over and over again. So I put, as you can see, I put some of the stickers. I followed the directions on how to make the little packets, but then I kind of just decorated it the way I wanted to decorate it. This is such a cute little board. I really recommend this. It doesn't take up much space. Put it in your everyday area, and it's just gorgeous. A lot of fun. So anyways, let me show you guys. So with the window sheet, like I said, that's on my order that I already put in. I want to show you guys. So let me move the board out of the way. So you can do this on any of these, cut a window sheet to fit any of these pieces of paper here, you know, so you can use them over and over again. So what I did was, we'll do the calendar here, cut the window sheet. I have a not a magic marker, but a permanent marker, and then you just line it up on your paper here, and then we'll go and I'll write March on here, and number 1, and then you're probably saying, well, how's that going to work? You got to keep cutting the window sheets? No, you do not have to keep cutting the window sheets. So once that's over with, once March is gone, you want to change your calendar out, take your window sheet off, take your Stays On cleaner, and just go over all of your numbers that, and again, I did this in permanent marker. You guys seen that. Just take that out. Let's see if I have my paper towels handy. Then you take a paper towel. Yeah, Amy, I think you would really like this. You should get it. And then you just take your paper towel and just wipe that off. And then you don't want to go ahead and write right on it again. You want to let it dry. If you want to write on it again, then I would rinse it off with some soapy water and dry it that way. You want to have time for that stays on to dry. And look, it's clear, so you can reuse that again. Put it over your, I'm not going to write on it because I want it to dry, because that oil on there takes a little bit to dry. But that's a great way to save all your little cards. And then you can change them out. And so I had to share that tip with you guys. I found that tip and I said, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I love, love, love this board. It's so pretty. So now I got to go ahead and rewrite March on there, but that's, and it comes with the 6 clips. And then you have your little, I just stuck these in here for now until I can figure out where I'm going to put them, but it's awesome. So that's that. And let's move on to what we're actually making tonight, but I had to share that tip with you guys. So, yeah, I'm not, Google thinks of these ideas for me, not me. I do come up with some ideas, but I'm always scouring that darn internet because I'm not as creative as people think I am, I guess. I'm creative, but in different ways. So we're using, if you guys guessed it, Tina, you guessed it, Celebrate Sunflowers. Absolute favorite. I love any kind of sunflowers, anything that has to do with a sunflower. We're using this set tonight. And I am taking out of After the Storm this sentiment, even the darkest night will pass and the sun will rise. I thought about dry erase markers, but I don't know how they would work on the stays on. I'd have to try that. I don't know if they will wipe right away, but that's a good idea too if they work. I just seen another demo did it with the permanent marker, and I thought that was amazing that we could use our cleaner to clean that off. So with everything that's happening in Ukraine, the sunflowers actually their nation flower, and I thought that we could do a card, or I could show you guys a card using that bundle because it has sunflowers in it, and using their colors. So their colors are the blue and yellow. So this is what I created, and I'll show you guys how to make this card. Isn't it pretty? I just love sunflowers. I love anything to do with them. So just super pretty. So let's see here. So let me show you guys. Usually I try to get everything pre-done, pre-cut out, but I just ran out of time. So we're going to just go with it tonight. I did get a couple of things pre-cut out. So let me bring in, I'm going to use the Stamparatus because I like that dark image that it creates. So let me set this aside. So that is called the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle. So it originally is $57, but it is on sale for $45.50, which gets you the stamp set and all the gorgeous dies. So it's a real pretty stamp set. And then if you're a demo, you get your discount on top of that. Who doesn't love that? So with this, I'm not going to use the foam mat because, let me turn this the right way here, because we're using a cling stamp. Actually, which way do I want it to go? This way. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Whoops. All right, so then we're going to put that in the hinge. And I'm going to bring out the largest sunflower. I'm going to stamp that first. So, you know what? I want to turn this. I don't like that lip there. Hard with the camera. Which way? This way. This is the way I like to use it. I'm very finicky with my Stamparatus. So I'm going to put this in here. I do have one of the magnets here Oh yeah, the Stamparatus is amazing. I had a Misty too, and it worked great, but Stampin' Up's created this guy, and I love this one. Let's see, so I'm just gonna put this magnet here, then I'm gonna pick up the sunflower. So you guys can see the difference. Well, I think I've showed you guys, where is my memento, on the difference in stamping versus a block to a, I should probably put a stamp underneath there. When you stamp with your blocks, and I love my blocks, I wouldn't get rid of them for anything, but with the Stamparatus, you can do a lot more things, and my favorite thing I love to do with it is just when you ink it up. So if this was a block, you would press it down. Oop, see? And then if that was a block, you'd have that spot right there. So let me get that there. There we go. So that's pretty light, and that's pretty much how it would stamp if it was just your block. And you can't line it back up and restamp it and get it a darker image. I really wanted the, I like that too, that the plates, you can flop them around, you can flip them over, you can do lots of stamping, lots of stamps on these plates. But I really wanted the image of this sunflower to be nice and dark. So that's the great thing about this Stamparatus. You can stamp this as many times as you want. I love this too. That helps out a lot. So this side right here, for some reason, I think because my magnet is close. So that's nice, but I want to do it. I think I want one more time. Oh, good, you got the eraser. It's really helpful. I really like that eraser, Dawn. It applies that pressure. So I'm going to go 3 times with this, and I think that's what I did with my original one. Yeah, so that's a nice, beautiful, dark image. I'm just going to, there we go. So I love that. Isn't that pretty? So while we're at it, we're going to do the rest of our stamping so we can get it all done in one shot. So I'm going to wipe this guy off. So I think I showed you guys last week, I cut one of my simple chamois in half, and it took me a long time to do it. I don't like to mess with one of my products. I like to keep them the way they are, but I wish I would have cut it in half a long time ago. Now, it's not a specific kind. I just went on Amazon, but it's one that kind of contours in your hand. And I can send you the link to it, Tina, when we're done. It's just, I don't know, it was a couple bucks. I'm not quite sure how much it was, but it fits in your hand nicely, and it just applies that pressure so evenly. All right, so we want one big sunflower, which we have. And then we're going to do the little sunflower. So we'll do that up there. I'm going to do one of these guys. Now I know this isn't typical sunflower colors, blue. I was going to do the yellow and then the blue background. And then I flipped them, and I really liked this combo together. Let me put this on here. Okay, so we're going to pick this up. I really wanted to get everything colored because that's going to take us a little bit of time. But I just ran out of time. So this one I only stamped down twice because the third time I stamped it, I didn't like it. It was a little too dark. And then I'm going to do the leaves. We're going to do 3 of the leaves. Oh, it's right here. I'm looking for this. So, get that off of there. So in that set, you have a couple of small leaves that are together, and then you have this larger leaf. This is the one I'm going to stamp out. I don't know if that's a spot there. There we go. So we'll line that up there. We're going to actually stamp this out 3 times, so we're going to have to move it. But I think I only did this one twice too. Yeah, it's perfect. So now I'm going to try to, I don't know what I want to do. Let's see if I can wipe off some of this. That's the tricky part when you move it now. It's going to have the, just drying it off to the side here. So when I set it down, there we go. I'm going to move this up. So do you guys have a favorite of the, where's my stamp pad? Oh, right here. Blended right in with my computer. Do you guys have a favorite bundle that is on sale right now? Or do you like them all? Or do you not like any of them? Mine definitely is the Celebrate Sunflowers. All right, so we're going to need another piece of paper. So, let's see. I don't think I have to, nope. All right. Actually, let me use another piece here because I'm going to cut them out with this small machine. So I'm going to kind of see where this paper wants to go. Put it right about there. There we go. This Stamparatus is awesome for if you're doing lots of cards. It is great for multitasking your cards. But I think this and the hinge, when you do the hinge stamping, those are my 2 favorite things about this Stamparatus. I love how you can get your image just that much darker. So I think that's it for stamping. Let's see, the leaves, yes, so that is it. Nope, that is not it, because we have to stamp out the sentiment. So let me wipe this off, and I'm going to change, we're just going to do all the stamping. Get this leaf out of here. And then I'm going to bring in that other stamp set. I'm like, where is it? It's right here. And I'm sorry about the glare, guys. I just can't help it. So the sentiment now, I've got a scrap piece of Daffodil Delight, and we're going to use the punch, the rectangle postage punch, to punch that out. Now when you do use your Stamparatus, if you can avoid getting it close to the edges here, it does stamp better when you're working more in the center away from the edges, just because the plate here, it's not as flexible, you know, because it's right by the hinges. So just another little tip for you guys. All right, so now we're going to ink this up. And on this card here, I used a block and stamped it down once, and I want it darker. So that's why I'm using the Stamparatus. See, I'm not even paying attention to what you guys are saying over here. Let's see. All the bundles, everybody loves the bundles. They're so hard to choose from. Yeah, there are so many awesome bundles. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, I like that. I think we'll leave it like that because I don't want it to, you can see it's starting to get a little heavy there. So I like that. So that's it for our stamping. You just wipe this off. Then I can get this glare of the Stamparatus out of your guys' view. My desk is not big enough. I bet everybody feels the same way. I could have a 100-mile-long desk to work on, and it still would not be big enough. All right, so let's put this away. I'm going to put this magnet on the bottom before I close her up. And then when you store your Stamparatus, you don't want to store your plates in the hinges because it can break your hinges. So what I like to do is, I do have the storing case. So what I'll do is, if for right now, this is how I'll store it. I'll put one plate down, I'll put my foam mat there, and then I'll put the other plate down. But I don't store it in the hinges because it will break your plates. And then later I'll just put it in my case. I do recommend getting the case for it. So let's see. All right, so let's bring in these guys and we'll do our coloring, I think. Is this it? It feels like I colored a lot more before. So I have a bunch of Stampin' Blends. Not really a bunch. I mean, I have my two, for the sunflowers, I'm going to use Night of Navy, the light and dark. These two are actually two of the newer Stampin' Blends, and they don't have names. They have numbers. So I don't know what the actual color is, but I'm using 300 and 400. And then I have my Old Olive. This one is dark. I wanted to use both of them, but it is time to get new Old Olive markers. You'll see when I open it up. And then I have the Color Lifter. So it's going to take a little bit to color, and I'm sorry. I wanted to get the coloring done beforehand, but I did not. So what I'm going to do is, when you're coloring with the Stampin' Blends, just remember that they do bleed through. So let's do the sunflower first. So what I did was I took my light Night of Navy, and I'm going to open it to the side because sometimes some of that alcohol is right at the cap and it goes all over the place. So I always try to open it at the side, not over your project. So I'm just going to go and just color this all the way around. I love coloring. So relaxing. You guys like coloring? I think we've talked about this before, and we all seem to enjoy the coloring. I don't like fussy cutting. That's like the worst thing in the world. I love when they come out with a stamp set and there is a die with it. I don't like fussy cutting. Some people will fussy cut all day long. Not me. Nope. Let's see. Is my computer on over? Yes, it is. There's some, I remember I made a card using this bundle when it first came out, and I used pink for the sunflower. So pretty. Let's see. Yeah, you guys agree. Oh my gosh, Dawn, these markers are amazing. I used to have the Copic markers, and I didn't know how to use them. I had like 5,000 different colors, and they have all the numbers on them, and I would get so frustrated because I didn't know how to color with them. I love that Stampin' Up's markers are simple. There are colors. They have 2 in each. And I am just happy with that. And I love that they kind of show us where to color too, so we don't have to guess. because I'm not good with shading and all that stuff. They are too. They are cheaper. The Copics are pretty pricey. I just love that. We do have a range of colors too. All our colors, you know, not all of them, but we have such a wide variety of the Stampin' Blends. I'm happy I was there for the beginning of the Stampin' Blends, because I would buy them as they'd come out. And now, like, it's crazy with the amount that are available. If you wanted to buy them all now at once. But, you know, just add a couple to an order here or there. So I have to add Old Olive on, because as we know, the Stampin' Blends are, they're not something that will last forever, especially if you use them all the time. They last a long, long time, but they are alcohol-based markers, and the more you use them, the more they're going to get worn, and the color is going to not be there. And I mean, I've had mine for, you know, I'm not talking like that every couple of weeks you have to change them out. I've had some of mine over a year, and they're great. Couple years, actually. And it all depends. If you use one marker more than the others, of course you're going to have to replace that one. So, and another thing I think I've mentioned to you guys, there is a difference in the, oh, Donna, yeah, I know you were talking about how you wanted to get them all. She finally got them all. Took her a year. That's awesome. And I know you love them. With your Stampin' Blends, there are two ends to them. There's a marker side, and then a paintbrush side. They actually do color differently. I find that the paint or the marker side is darker. So just keep that in mind. So now I'm going to take the darker, nope, I don't want the marker end. I want the paintbrush side. The dark Night of Navy and Navy. And as you can see where the lines are, I'm just going to color over these lines. Nothing fancy, just kind of put a little bit of shading in there. Yeah, I used to use the Stampin' Right markers, but these, I have abandoned my Stampin' Right markers because every time I want to color, I want to use these guys. Yeah, I agree with you, Dawn. She said that her stamping, since the Stampin' Up pads, her stamping is better. I agree with you. I used to buy stuff in the craft stores. I used to buy Stampin' Up stuff, but then I would go to the craft stores and buy stuff, and it's just not the same. The quality just is not there. The colors coordinating are not, it's just not there in the craft store. And truthfully, it's cheaper through Stampin' Up, especially if you're a demo, because in the craft store, it might be cheaper. You have to get a coupon or whatever, and it may be cheaper, but in the long run, you're actually spending more because the quality is not there. And that is one of the reasons why I decided to become a demo, because, well, that discount is a great, awesome thing. But I also wanted to share with everybody to stop wasting your money by going to the craft stores for these products when you can get them through Stampin' Up, and you can create such gorgeous things. And anybody who has bought Stampin' Up stuff knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not Not just trying to upsell or anything. I really, truly stand behind Stampin' Up. I believe in it. And I just love their products. All right, did I get everything? Nope, I'm almost there. Isn't that gorgeous, you guys? I just love this. All right, oops. All right, so that looks good. So then, let's see here. Oh my gosh, it's 7:37 already, you guys. I'm going to be here forever. Hope you guys got no plans. Did you want to go to bed anytime soon? So now I'm going to go back over with the light. What color am I using again? Night of Navy. And that will blend everything together. So you don't have those harsh lines, because you can get those harsh lines. So this is going to be the biggest coloring right now. And then the other stuff won't be too bad. I don't want to rush, because then I'm going to go out of the lines, and I don't like it when it's out of the lines. Let's see here. That's the problem, is I want to talk to you guys while I'm coloring. Don't go past Diane's bedtime. I'll try not to. You guys crack me up. But you guys should try if you have this set. And if you don't have this set, go buy it right now. It's going to take me a little bit to color, so go fill your carts up. You can experiment with the different colors, you know, with the sunflowers. All right, I think, am I around there yet? Oh, two more. Now, you guys probably, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but I can tell where I last left off based on my colors. All right. Oh, one more. Okay. So that big sunflower is colored. Now I have these two colors here, the numbers. So I'm going to use the 300, which is the darker brown. And I'm just going to go, is that right? Yeah. I'm going to go around and color where the dots are. I'm going to leave a little bit of that white showing. Kind of color where the concentration of the dots are. And I'm going to color the center here. I like all these different browns we now have. And then I'm going to take, this one is 400, and I'm just going to go over it. It's got that burnt look to it, which looks awesome for the center of the sunflower. So there's that. And then this little guy here, the color lifter, these are awesome. So I'm going to use the marker side, and I'm just going to go along the tip, and that's going to lift off some of this color. So it gives little like highlights to the tip of your sunflower. And it's, when you first start coloring over it, it's not that noticeable, but once it starts to dry, then you can see it's really taken that color off. And it's up to you how much you want to lift off of there. So I kind of just went along the tips. And you guys, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's starting to lift off here. And it feels like when you're coloring at first that you're not doing anything, but trust me, you are lifting that color right off. This is another one that I recommend you guys have. Buy a couple of markers and make sure you add the color lifter. I don't know if it's, I think it's just all by itself, the color lifter. I'm not sure. I bought mine a long time ago and it's still working good. Let's see. So then I'll go back through and, you know, I'll pick some more of these tips that I want to kind of highlight a little. And this is nice too, so if you color outside the lines, like here's a little bit here, I don't know if it'll even work, but you can go over the outside and you can kind of clean up your mess there that you made, and it'll lift it off. Or it makes it lighter, it doesn't really lift it completely off. So I think that's good. So you guys can see, hopefully, that white in there really coming through. So it just kind of highlights those petals. And like I said, as it sets there, it does lift off a little bit more. Yes, Tina, you do need that. It's awesome, the color lifter. So there's that flower. We're going to set that aside. We're going to just do all the coloring before we do the punching out. So these should go quicker. This guy here, all I'm using is the light on this flower. I'm not going to go over it with the dark. I'm going to go with the light. I'll show you guys what I'll do. I like the paintbrush side because it does color lighter. Let's see. I want to read what you guys are saying, but I also want to work on this because I don't want to keep you here all night. You guys probably are like, come on, man, I have a life, you know. So I'm going to do the inside of this sunflower the same way again with the two browns. But let's not get ahead of myself. All right, so now I'm going to take the paintbrush side and I'm just going to kind of go over these little lines here. And I'm not going to blend it this time. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But you guys, well, it is, I'm coloring on top of it, so it's going to be a little bit darker, but the paint, like I said, there's a difference between the two tips. All right, so then what I'm going to do is take my color lifter and I'm going to just kind of lift those tips again. Yeah, Deb, that's a good idea to give these away. That is, I don't know if a lot of people actually use these or know how to use them. What's neat about them is they're very subtle. They're not like, it's not like an extreme effect. Just gives it a nice little subtle effect. All right, so I think that's good there. Yeah. And then I believe you're supposed to take this on a blank sheet of paper and kind of wipe off some of that color there. All right, so now we'll color our leaves. So here is my old olive. This is the dark, and you can see the tips all messed up. So I definitely need to add this to my cart. And the reason why I'm doing the paintbrush side is because I want to use the marker tip to kind of fill in those, the dark, the shadows there. This is one that I use a lot, Old Olive. I definitely need to get a new one. Oh, not so much with the color lifter. I wasn't sure. It was one of those things I wanted to look up before I got on live, and then before I knew it, it was live time. So Deb said that you don't have to rub the color lifter like you do with the blender pens off to the side. All right. So now I'm going to take this guy and just kind of go over the and then I'm just going to take the marker tip again and just go along the edges just to kind of blend it. I know, and you can't fast forward this video of me coloring unless you're watching it at a later date. All right, and then let's get this center here, and then we'll be all done coloring. Again, I'm going to do the same thing, go around the outside. And then this guy here. All right, we're done coloring, people. So I wanted to show you guys, well, I mean, I was going to have them all pre-cut out and colored, so, but I have to cut them out, but you guys can see the mini machine. Where did I put it? Right here. Again, all of these dies fit inside the mini machine. You get your little plates with your machine. So when we're die cutting, you're going to want to use your plate 1, and they're all labeled, which is nice. And then you have 2 plates, plates 2 and 2. So you're going to use 1, you're going to put that down, and let me turn it this way so you guys can see. And then, and my paper's just a little bit too wide. Let me trim. Just trimming on the off the camera here. All right. So this width of this is 3 and 3 3/4. So 3 1/2 fits in there perfectly. So we're gonna take, where is it? Our sunflower. Now this sunflower can be kind of tricky to line up. So what I do is I look for, there is a curved one that kind of sticks out with 3 little guys here. It looks the most different out of all of them, and you can pick it out pretty good on your die. So I can see there it is, so I'll line it up that way. And then you can put a piece of washi tape down if you want to. I never, usually hardly ever do that. So I'm just going to run this through. It's hard to run it through sideways, but I want to show you guys. Okay, come on, hold on. Let me get this in here. Let me get it started this way. It's hard because the paper's there and I can't get it on there. Let's see. Just gotta get it started. Of course, this is always how it goes on a live video. Usually I have this, usually it goes through nice and easy. There we go. Wow, that was way more difficult than it needed to be. It works a lot better. It's just the operator right now. All right, so there is our beautiful sunflower cut out. Isn't that awesome? That's a good idea too, to have a, you can put a mark on your die to know where to cut it out, so that it lines up perfectly. So here is the little guy here. So let's bring in our plates again. And where is that little guy? Right here. So we'll cut this guy out. So this one's easy, obviously. And what I like to do is put my plate there and then just hold it down, and then it's usually pretty good. This paper on here is really making this little guy move around a lot. That's what I'm having trouble with. So there's an outline to the flower. So with the dies, there's also, whoops, you have an outline of the flower like that. So if you could use that, like I'm doing with the sunflower, I use that foil. You could do that with green or just leave it the way it is, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to cut these guys out. So you got 3 of these guys. Whoops, that moved. That would not be good. That's why a lot of people do use washi tape. The washi tape, to me, sticks and rips your paper. And I have more trouble with it ripping my paper than actually helping me with the die. There's 1 leaf, 2 leaf. And I did die cut the sunflower outline already in the blue foil paper. So that's all done. And then I think I have 1 more leaf. Yep, right here. Okay. And that is it for our die cutting. So let me get this out of our way. Don't want to lose my little die. I do have, and I don't know if you guys, I know most of you guys know about this, but these things are awesome. At the, I forget what store they are at, but they're a little aluminum plate. And if you're working with your magnets or your dies, this is great because it's a magnetic bowl, and then you won't lose your little dies. So I usually have this on my counter on my desk here. And it's great for when you're using, like I said, your dies and you're going to keep using them. You can store them in that little bowl so they don't get thrown away. It's a little, I think Lowe's has these. They're an automotive bowl, and they have them different sizes. So Harbor Freight, thank you. That was what I was trying to think of. Harbor Freight, that's where I got those. They're awesome. All right, so let's see. Let's bring all of our stuff in. Now we can start to assemble. We've got to cut out this, though. Punch that out. So, do I have everything? I do. So, I'm going to take the rectangle punch someplace. See, I'm glad you guys can only see this little spot on my table, because the rest of it is a mess. All right, so here's the rectangle postage stamp punch. So I'm just going to line that up in there. And punch that right out. And then I did get my card base cut out. So I have, this is thick Whisper White. I always use the thick Whisper White card base if I'm doing a Whisper White card base. Did I say that right? So I always use the thick. It has a difference to it. There is quite the difference to it. So I have this. This I'm going to layer down. This was, I embossed this with the gingham embossing folder. Love this folder. So let's go ahead and, whoa, that's not the right tape. I always do that because I use that one a lot. Let me put this here. I do have a another tape gun that I use a lot. I love Stampin' Up's tape too, but I have this one that I've had for 1,000 years. So this is going to go right on here. Gives it that nice border right there. And so now I've pre-cut these guys here. Let me pull these in here. So in that stamp set, where is that stamp set? You have these dies right here. So I cut a couple out in Crumb Cake and a couple out in Old Olive. And then of course I cut this beautiful blue foil out in with this guy here. So what I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to put lots of glue on the back of it. And then before I stick it down, I'm going to eyeball it and I'm going to bring these leaves in and I'm going to put a leaf on one end here. One up here in this corner. And then one down here. So it's like that. And then I'll bring in these guys. And I'll kind of use the leaves as my guide so that I know how tall they should or shouldn't be. And then you can finagle them how you want them. And this one will go over here. And then I'll come back in and just put some glue on the leaves. Let's see which way I want it to go, just like that. And those are going to be sticking out a little, so I'll tuck them down a little bit more. You don't want them to go too far over your See how they're sticking out a little there? That's fine. But if they're too far up, then you're not going to be able to get them in the envelope without ripping them. So I'll just glue that down. And then before we put this one on, we're going to take this. I actually used the liquid glue for this. And I went around the edge here. I did not poke out those guys. There's a bunch of little circles you can poke out. I did not poke those out. So again, I'm going to look for that curve, which is right here, that curve, and then the 3. I'm going to find it on here, and I'm going to line it up, and then just, and it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's pretty close. So, and I thought it would be fun to have kind of this kind of sticking up a little, and just glue that bottom down. So I'm just holding it just to kind of tack it up there. And then this, we're going to use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. Sticking to my finger. And then this will get popped up. See, that's still not tacked down enough. And it moved a little. There we go. It does take a little bit for this to tack up. And then this I'll put right on the bottom here. That helps hold that down too. And then the last thing is this guy. So that I'm going to pop up too. And then this will go right in this little corner here. Just like that. So there's that card. Isn't that pretty? So, and that was the original one. So that set is super cool. I love that set, and this looks amazing in that foil. And there's two different, there's a lighter blue and then there's a silver in that foil. So, and that's new. That's with the Waves of Ocean set that just came out on the 1st. So that is that. I'm sorry it took so long, guys. I like to keep these at a half an hour if I can. I'm going to flip you guys back up. Did I never flip you upside down? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. So there's that. I lost a couple of people, I think. So sorry I was so long. But that's that. Of course, I have to do something like that when I'm running late, but I had to share with that. I thought that would be a nice card, especially with everything happening with Ukraine. If you know anybody, you know, you can send that card out, and that's their colors, and that's the flower too. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys, I will leave the measurements in the link of the video, and I will see you guys again next Tuesday. I wanted to say next Thursday. Next Tuesday. And hopefully I won't keep you as long. So thank you guys so much for joining. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. All right, I'll talk to you guys next Tuesday. Bye.